welcome back to the PHP tutorial series brought to you by Gamers Software. Sorry if I talk a bit fast in this tutorial, but I've got a lot to get through in the short space of time. So, what I want to talk about today is arrays and superglobal arrays. So, what is an array? Well, an array is simply a piece of data that contains multiple other pieces of data that are all related. So, let's say we've got a list of names. Instead of creating several different variables for names, we could create one array. So we'll call this variable first array, and we'll give a value. We'll put array, and inside the brackets we'll put 5 names. So we'll put Tom, John, Mike, Joe, and Bob. Okay? Now, what the array will do is it will automatically assign each one of these a key. So Tom will get 0, John will be 1, Mike will be 2, Joe will be 3, Bob will be 4, etc. Now in the array you can put as many values as you like. You can put 1, you can even put none, you can put as many as you want. So let's say we want to find Mike, we'll put echo first array, and inside square brackets we'll put 2, because if you remember, Mike got assigned the key 2. So semicolon, go there, refresh, and we get Mike, and that's because Mike got assigned 2. Now, instead of having automatically assigned keys, we can also have ones that we've created. So we could give Tom the key me, and this is the key, and this is telling it that this is the value. Okay, friend for John, tramp for Mike. Sorry if there's any Mikes out there, don't mean to offend you. Random for Joe, and we'll put somebody for Bob. Okay? Now instead of putting, say we still want to find Mike, instead of putting the key that's automatically assigned, we can put our self-assigned key. So in this case it was tramp. So when I go back and refresh, we should still get Mike. There you go, Mike. Right. That's a single dimensional array. Okay. Now we want to move on to multi-dimensional arrays. So let's say second array, and we'll give it, and we'll call it, I don't know, preference FA for Facebook. Okay, and we'll say MY for MySpace, and BE for Bebo. Okay, now what if we wanted all the people in the first array to all be registered on Facebook? Well, what we'd do is we would replace Facebook with first array, and now we've got what's known as a multi-dimensional array, because we've got an array within another array. So if we wanted to call John, let's say, we could put echo second array, and we want to call Facebook because all the elements are in Facebook, and John has the key friend, so we'll put friend, go back, refresh, and there's John. And that is how arrays work, single dimension and multi-dimensional. We have a function called print_r, which can be used to print an array, because normally if you just use echo second array, you will just get the word array, because you're trying to print multiple pieces of data onto the page. So what you would do is you'd use a function called print_r. Okay, go back and refresh, and there you have the array printed onto the page. Go back, we can use a function called asort, and although that will show nothing, what asort does is it'll sort each array. Sorry, it'll sort the array by its values. So say if we put first array in there, it would put, let's see, it put Bob first, then it would put Joe, then it would put John, then Mike, then Tom. We can put ksort, which will sort it by its key. So in this case, John will come first, then you get Tom, then Joe, then Bob, then Mike. And that's how to sort arrays into a certain order. Right. Right, say we wanted to convert the first array into a string, we would use a function called implode, and that gets all the values from the array and puts it into a string. And first thing we want to do is use what's known as the glue, what each item is separated by. So in this case we'll separate it by a comma and a space. We'll put first array. Okay? Go back and refresh. Echo. They have Tom, John, Mike, Joe, Bob. So make that a variable, and we'll call it string equals. Okay? New line. So now we want to get all those values and put it back into a new array. So we'll call this new array second array. We'll put a function called explode. Now first thing we do is check for the separator. So we separate it by a comma and a space, and we want to put string into there. Now if we go echo second array, there we have it, it's turned back into an array again. And that's how arrays basically work. Now last thing I want to cover very quickly is the superglobal arrays. Now what the superglobal arrays are built-in arrays. They are $_get, which is all the variables from the HTTP GET, namely the URL, post, which is user submitted content, cookie, which is cookie variables, session, which is session variables, files, which deals with things like file uploads, server, which deals with all the variables about the server, env, which is environment variables, and request, which I really would recommend against using. Right, those are the main arrays. So very quickly, how do they work? Well, let's use $_get for an example. Okay, echo $_get name, and what that'll do is it'll search the URL. Okay, so when I refresh, I'll get nothing. But you might have seen in some PHP URLs you'll get a question mark, then a value. So in this case, we'll put name, we'll write Tom, and then we have Tom printed on the name because it searched the URL for the variable name and echoed it there. And that's the basics of the superglobal arrays. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but if you need anything else, feel free to send us a message or go on the php.net website, and that will have most of the information that you need. So anyway, I'm going to have to round this off quickly. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time when we'll be getting into conditionals.